Hi, guys. Obviously, it's a lot more fun to win, but I was mostly really excited about our demeanor. I think, growth from Thursday night doesn't matter unless you continue to build on that, and I thought we really did that tonight. It was really fun that it was also our alumni day. There's nothing like the women of Troy in the history of this program, and so I thought we were really, worthy of the greatness that's come before us today. These two in particular, I thought it was a team effort, and I thought obviously it was incredible to have Kennedy back. She's a winning player and impacts winning, but I think what we're going to see going forward here is that the time without Ken, while it's been hard, has led to growth, and I think these two in particular, probably it showcases the most, Jazzy just continues to get better, sharper. Her impact on winning, the defensive end, and just being able to stretch a defense and challenge a defense in so many ways. And I've said it all year. Kara's been an incredible leader, and that's more important to me than the stats. But the rhythm that she's caught, on offense is going to make us, I think, our best days in front of us. So excited about today, but we got to keep it going and get ready to go to Michigan and play a couple of really tough ones.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win for all of you. Can you talk about how did this win prepare you all for these two upcoming games against two ranked teams? And also talk about the alumni dinner you all had with the team. How was that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily know that, any particular game's preparing us specifically for the next one or the next one. It's just the continual growth. And I think we're hunting our best selves, our most competitive. Like, I really enjoy this team because it's challenging, like in a good way, to figure out how to be excellent amongst a great conference, how to, continue to improve, how to hit our stride when it matters most, and, kind of sort of block out noise and be like, what is our journey like? And it's when you see players buy into that, and see them kind of, rewarded, it just puts you, in the understanding that you're on the right path. That said, we're about to hit tremendous opponents, and we got to be better and, tougher in different ways than we were this time. So it's more of a continual investment in ourselves. The event last night with the women of Troy was incredible. A really cool partnership with Shoe Palace, who's now a partner helping us to connect the past and the present. And it was really neat to have those women in the building. They're such a huge inspiration to me and, what we're capable of doing here and just the type of people that have come before us in this program.
Hey, ladies, good game tonight. I got a question for Linz and for Kara. Linz, with everything that this team has had to navigate through this season up to this point, what are you most proud of that doesn't include the stat sheet?
Yeah, that we continue to get better, right? It's not easy to do that when there are challenges along the way. I think the growth of our leadership, I think, Kara and Malia and Ken, and London being a senior, and Jazzy, like they're invested in us getting better and figuring it out. And I don't think that's, as common anymore, when it's easier to say, well, this is tough or that's tough. So I think I'm most proud of just the fight, and what we're trying to become. And I hope everyone just continues to remain coachable. I'm going to coach them hard. But I think it's the growth trajectory. There's probably 5 or 6 teams, in the country right now that are in this one echelon, and everybody else that's really good is fighting, and has to navigate a loss and handle big winning streaks. And I want to be a team that we look back and say, gosh, we were really mentally tough and continue to get better. And I think that's what we're seeing, even though the results didn't necessarily show up until today.
Kara, how you doing?
I'm good.
Great game tonight. I have a question for you, being a leader on this team. When you look at this group of women, what do you think that the difference is now with understanding how they're playing now compared to just maybe a month ago, as far as the belief in themselves and what you're seeing from this team?
Yeah, I feel like regarding the team, one thing that I've learned is that, like, my relationships with the other people, really digging in and talking through things that are bothering us, things that we need to get better at on the court. Like, also, I feel like me and Jazzy, like, through all of this, we've gotten, like, really close, just talking on the court, off the court, about things that we need to do for this team, things we can say to other people, things we need to do on the court for our team. And so through all of this, I feel like I said, I feel like we're really starting to, like, bond together. And I just really want it to keep pushing.
Hi, ladies. Great win. This question is for Jazzy, and then a question for you, Coach. Jazzy, can you? Kara just mentioned about how you guys have bonded. I was going to ask you, how can you describe about her leadership and also about that chemistry for you guys to be leading scorers, and also just the conversations that you see on the court with you guys? How would you describe that?
Yeah, I mean, Katie, she's a great leader. She has all of our backs, and she's super experienced. So it's just been really nice having that kind of voice for me as a freshman, and navigating through things. And obviously, losing's not fun. But I feel like just with her leadership, it's really helped us get through that. And I think our best days are ahead of us. So very grateful for that.
And Coach, just piggybacking off kind of what the question was earlier, what is the difference maker that you are seeing right now with the team today versus in the past, right, within just in the last 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, I think the last 3 games have been tough because they were possession games. And we're not talking about bad teams. These are all quad 1 teams, right? And anything could have shifted on possessions. I mean, gosh, a couple of them we had, double-digit leads. And so I think just attention to detail, that every possession really matters, that games aren't, won in the first quarter, second quarter. Like, you got to finish things that we can do one thing well, but then we can't be deficient in another area. Just real-time lessons. And I think, us continuing to really feed, our strengths. I thought our pressure defense today was excellent. Thought we turned them over. I thought we shared the ball great. 25 assists and only 12 turnovers, 25 assists on 30 baskets. I think we're just still unlocking what our best is. And I thought our pace today, our athleticism, our pressure defense, were all really on point.
Karen, Jazzy, it seems like Kennedy is still such a huge supporter on the bench, but how did she affect the game and what you guys could do tonight? And then, Lindsay, I'm kind of wondering what you've been seeing from Viv's development. She's gotten quite a few minutes in these last 2 games.
Yeah, having Kim back on the court is a huge blessing. We love to have her just because even though she's a sophomore, Kim's basically a vet. Like, she knows what she's doing on the defensive end, on the offensive end. It makes everything just so much easier. So just having her back means a lot for us.
Yeah, I mean, Viv's a number 1 workhorse. Like, she just comes in with a positive attitude every day. She's always watching film. She's always working, and she's a tremendous athlete. And she just, remains coachable. I'm hard on Viv. I want the best out of her, and I think she's strung together, right? More positives, than anything else. She still makes mistakes like everybody else, right? But I think the idea of, like, now we're getting 2 or 3 or 4 really good things, and just her coachability and her attitude that coming in, with a positive and a can-do, outlook every day has really stood out. And I do think there's, again, upside for us, like, as we continue to grow, in that spot. And she's had some really positive minutes recently.
Congrats, ladies, on the win. Jazzy, you played unselfishly today. You set the tone in the first quarter and in the second quarter. Which do you like more, facilitating or scoring?
I think, both are fun. But I think making that one more pass when your teammate's open and just the excitement and energy that brings to the team is kind of priceless. So I try to facilitate as best as I can. And, I mean, we have some great shot makers on this team. So, yeah.
Thank you. Coach, what did Vivian do today to earn that start? I think it's been like 8 games since she started. And how do you assess where that forward room is at? I know there's been a lot of people getting consistent minutes. And then for Kara, I think the last 4 games are all 4 of your games you've shot like 16 plus shots. What's it been like to take a lot more shots? And like, how does that change your approach, being ready to shoot early and shoot often?
Relative to Viv or the bigs, I mean, it really is what we think is the best matchup for us, in terms of what the opposing post player brings and also how people perform in practice. I mean, with that group, because there's a number of people that are kind of splitting minutes, so that's what it comes down to. And we expect people coming off the bench to be effective and ready too. I mean, we know we're going to play multiple bigs for sure.
And for me, taking, I guess, like 16 shot attempts or just more shot attempts in general isn't anything I'm unfamiliar with. I think that is probably a mindset that I probably should have had sooner. But, yeah, I'm grateful to be able to step up in this position, and I really hope that I keep it going throughout the season.
I think we're going to give 2 more. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
Hi, ladies. Congratulations on the win. So coming off of this win, what would you say the energy of the team is now moving forward, going into your next matchups?
Well, I'll take it first and say, winning is always more fun, right? But we're going to keep the foot on the gas. Like I told him in there, like, I think it's almost easier to push him a little bit, when you're not as worried about, like, I had to strike a balance with what is our standard and what's acceptable, but also, again, to know we really believe we can do it. So I think the mood is going to be, obviously, it's more fun, of course, right? The day off is going to feel better. But I think they're going to be highly motivated to do what we're capable of doing going forward. And the Big Ten is so hard and so good. You have opportunities all the time. And I want to see it, I want to see them, looking at it that way.
You guys have 25 assists. It's the second most this season. What's kind of the secret? Is there a secret behind that? Was it just spreading the ball more? And it seemed like this game, the offense wasn't kind of setting up late in the shot clock, and you guys are setting up right away. Is there something that you guys did differently in practice, preparing for this game, to kind of set up the offense faster, or was it just the opponent?
I think, number one, we turned them over a bunch, which always helps us to play in transition. I think we're incredibly good in transition. I did think there was a pop in their step, and just a conscious effort to kind of push tempo and push pace. I think with the assist thing, I think we've always had sort of an unselfish team. I think they're gelling better, and so I think they understand the reads. So, for example, in this game, Purdue was really using their 5 players to kind of track and spy on our guards, right? So I just think, Jazzy made the right play again and again, right? If it's time to score, we know she's going to score. If there's 2 on her, we're going to get someone else, as did Ken, as did, Malia. I thought that was a contagious kind of thing, but we were just hunting the best possible offense. I thought we ran sets well when it was time to run sets, and I thought we played in flow, well tonight, and I'm expecting that to continue to get better as the season goes. We know we can really shoot it from 3, but I like tonight that we had a good balance. Like, we shot 23s, but we also scored 40 points in the paint, and I think that's when you're hard to guard, when you can do a little bit of both.
Thank you all.
Thank you, guys. Bye, Dawn.